Join me as I challenge myself to break free from my comfort zone and embrace true freedom for a whole week. Wake up, slave. Yeah, I said it. You're a slave, not in chains, not in shackles, not on some field under the sun picking cotton, but a slave nonetheless. And don't get offended. This ain't about color, background, or where you come from. This is about your mind, your soul, your life. You've been told you're free, but freedom is more than just walking around. Freedom is more than voting, working, buying, scrolling. Freedom is the ability to choose your own path without fear, without manipulation, without control. And if you look deep, real deep, you'll see you ain't choosing nothing. You're reacting to everything. You wake up and check your phone like it's your master. You scroll through lies, half-truths, fake lives dressed up with filters, and you compare yourself to people who don't even know who they are. You measure your worth by likes, comments, attention. You let an app tell you whether your life is valuable. That ain't freedom, that's slavery. That's letting someone else tell you how to feel, how to think, how to live. You walk around with a smile, but deep down, you feel trapped, lost, heavy. But you push that feeling down, bury it under routines and responsibilities, pretending it'll go away. It won't. Let's call it what it is. You've been trained to stay in line, trained to obey, trained to follow, not with whips, but with comfort, not with chains, but with distractions, and you bought into it. You bought into the idea that this is all there is. Wake up, work, go home, repeat. You think if you just survive the week, the weekend will save you. But the weekend is just 2 days of fake peace before the cycle starts again. And then you wonder why you feel tired all the time. You wonder why your soul feels numb. It's because deep down you know this ain't it. This can't be all there is to your life. You were born for more than this routine. You were born to create, to conquer, to rise, to lead, to shine. But somewhere along the line, someone told you not to dream too big. Someone told you to be realistic. Someone told you to stay safe, and you listened. That's when you put the chains on yourself, not the world. You let fear tell you what you can and cannot do. You let doubt be your alarm clock. You let insecurity hold your hand and guide your decisions. And now, you don't even need someone to oppress you. You do it to yourself every day. You don't take risks anymore. You don't step out of line. You don't challenge anything. You just keep your head down and survive. But you weren't made to survive. You were made to live, and living is dangerous. Living means facing yourself. Living means making hard choices, going against the grain, walking away from comfort, standing alone if you have to. And most people ain't ready for that. Most people would rather stay in the cage they know than walk into a freedom they don't understand. But let me tell you something. Freedom ain't easy. Freedom comes with a price. It comes with sacrifice, it comes with discipline, and most of all, it comes with responsibility. Because once you realize you're free, you can't blame anybody else. You can't point fingers. You can't say, it's their fault. No. When you're free, it's on you, your choices, your actions, your habits, your mindset, and that's scary. That's why most people stay asleep. It's easier to sleep than to rise. You see, they don't have to force you to stay small. They just have to convince you that you are. They don't need to beat you. They just need to distract you. They feed you shows, gossip, drama, bad food, fast pleasure, all to keep your eyes closed. And the worst part? You think you're making choices, but you're not. You're just consuming what they put in front of you. You're playing a game where the rules were never designed for you to win. And even if you do win, what did you win? A title, a house, a number in a bank account. None of that fills the void inside. None of that gives you peace. You know what gives peace? Purpose, real purpose, knowing why you're here, knowing that every step you take matters. But you can't find purpose if you're asleep. You can't find purpose if your mind is stuck in chains. You've got to wake up. You've got to open your eyes, not just to what's around you, but to what's within you. There's power in you, there's fire, there's greatness, but it's buried under years of fear, years of failure, years of people telling you you're not enough, and now you've started telling yourself that same lie. You look in the mirror and all you see is what's wrong, what you lack, what you haven't done, and that voice in your head, that voice isn't you. That's the voice of every moment that tried to break you. Every person that tried to silence you, every system that tried to erase you, but you're still here, still breathing, still standing. That means something. That means there's still a fight in you, but you've got to choose. You can't sit on the fence anymore. You can't wait for someone to give you permission to be great. You can't wait for the stars to align. You can't keep saying one day. One day is a lie. It's an excuse wrapped in hope. The only real day is today, this moment, right now. This is your chance to break the cycle, to break the chain, to rise, not tomorrow, not next year, now. You've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to challenge every belief that keeps you small. You've got to stop running from the mirror, look at yourself all the way, see the fear, see the pain, see the potential, and then make a decision. Are you going to stay a slave to your past, a slave to other people's opinions, a slave to comfort, or are you going to rise and take your life back? Don't wait for it to be easy. It won't be. Don't wait for support. It might not come. Don't wait for the perfect plan. There isn't one. Just move, start walking, start building, start fighting. The chains won't fall off on their own. You've got to break them one choice at a time. Wake up early, speak truth, protect your mind, feed your soul. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what challenges you. That's how you start. That's how you wake up. But let me warn you, once you wake up, there's no going back. Once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you realize you've been living beneath your calling, everything else will feel fake. And that's a good thing. That discomfort, that pain, that's the beginning of change. That's your soul screaming, I want more. Listen to it. Don't drown it out. Don't silence it with busyness or noise. Sit with it. Let it guide you. You were not born to be average. You were not born to be silent. You were not born to be controlled. You were born to lead, to inspire, to shake the ground when you walk. But that version of you can't rise until the slave in you dies. That mindset that tells you you're stuck, that you're unlucky, that you're not good enough. It's got to go. Burn it down. Tear it apart. Refuse to carry it one more day, and if you fall, get up. If you get laughed at, keep going. If you lose people along the way, let them go. This journey ain't for everybody. Most people will never understand what it means to truly wake up. Most people will never feel the fire, but you will, if you choose it, if you commit to it, not for a day, not for a week, for life, every day, every moment, every breath. Choose freedom. You've been given a gift. Life, time, breath. Don't waste it being a slave to a lie. Don't waste it chasing things that don't feed your soul. Don't waste it pretending you're okay when you know you're not. You've got one shot at this. One, and how you live it will echo long after you're gone. Will people say you were bold, that you stood up, that you changed the game, or will they say you played it safe, stayed quiet, faded into the background? The choice is yours. The door is open, but you've got to walk through it. You've got to want it more than the comfort, more than the fear, more than the approval of the crowd. You've got to want to be free. Because once you wake up, truly wake up, there's no greater power. Look around you, really look. Everything that controls your life only has power because you gave it permission. The job you hate, the opinions you fear, the routine that drains you, it all exists because somewhere along the way you agreed to it. Maybe not with words, maybe not consciously, but with your choices, your silence, your surrender. You think you're stuck, but you're not stuck. You're parked. You put the brakes on. You stopped moving, stopped believing, stopped building. And now you're sitting in neutral, engine running, wasting gas, wasting time, waiting for a sign that might never come. But let me tell you something. The sign you've been waiting on is already inside of you. That discomfort, that pressure in your chest, that ache in your gut, that's not pain. It's purpose trying to get out. Nobody is going to rescue you. That fantasy you hold in the back of your mind, the one where someone sees your potential and lifts you up, hands you a new life, shows you a secret shortcut. It's a lie. And the longer you hold on to it, the deeper the chains dig in. You keep looking for help when what you need is hunger. You keep looking for answers when what you need is action. Stop looking up and start looking in. The warrior you want to be is already in you, but the slave has been standing guard, keeping him locked away, feeding you stories about why you can't, why you shouldn't, why you'll fail. That voice is lying. Always has, and the only way to shut it up is to move in spite of it. You've spent so much time surviving that you forgot how to live. You forgot what it feels like to be hungry for something greater than comfort. You got used to feeling numb, to letting days pass like water, slipping through your hands, to existing instead of living. But you were made to fight, made to build, made to overcome. You weren't made to binge your life away, to scroll through other people's highlight reels while yours stays unwritten. You weren't made to sleepwalk through your own purpose. You've got a role in this world that only you can play. But you're out here auditioning for somebody else's script. It's time to stop watching, stop consuming, stop being a passive participant in your own life. You were not designed to follow the crowd. You were not made to blend in. And the moment you start walking differently, people are going to notice. Some will cheer, some will mock, some will leave. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk behind your back. Let them label you arrogant, too ambitious, too intense. That's what they do when they see someone rising, because it reminds them they chose to stay where they are. You don't owe anyone your smallness. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your growth. You don't have to apologize for choosing to level up. Let them be uncomfortable. You're not rising to make people feel safe. You're rising to make yourself whole, because you've been incomplete, walking around like a puzzle with missing pieces, trying to fill the void with things that never fit. New clothes, new relationships, new distractions. They don't fix what's broken. Only truth does. Only action does. You say you want more, then act like it, speak like it, move like it. Every day, every decision, every breath should scream, I'm not the same anymore. Because you're not. You can't be, not after seeing the truth. Not after realizing that you've been living beneath your calling. So what now? You change the game. You change your pace, your environment, your standards. You change your circle. You stop entertaining conversations that don't feed your spirit. You stop investing energy in things that don't elevate you. You stop living like you have time to waste. Time is the one thing you can't get back. You can rebuild money, you can rebuild status, but time, once it's gone, and you've already given away too much of it. You've already spent too many days dimming your light for people who didn't appreciate it, too many nights doubting your power because you were afraid to fail. But failure is not your enemy. Fear is. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. But guess what? Discomfort is where growth lives. Pain is where progress begins, and if you're not willing to feel it, you're not ready to rise. Start walking toward the storm. That's where the breakthrough is. That's where your power is forged. You can't build strength without resistance. You can't find courage without fear. And you can't lead anyone until you first learn how to lead yourself. So become your own leader. Be your own hero. Be the one who steps up when it's dark. who speaks truth when it's uncomfortable, who moves forward even when the path isn't clear. That's what it takes. That's what freedom costs. And most people won't pay it. Most people will stay where it's safe, even if it's killing them inside. But not you, not anymore. You owe it to yourself to fight for the life you were meant to live, not the life you were told to live. Not the life that keeps you quiet, polite, compliant. The life that sets your soul on fire. The life that makes your heart beat faster, that wakes you up with purpose, that gives meaning to the pain, the struggle, the nights you cried and kept going anyway. That life is waiting, but you've got to build it, brick by brick, choice by choice, step by step. Don't wait until you're ready. That's a lie, too. Nobody's ever really ready. The path gets clear after you move, not before. Faith isn't believing everything will work out. Faith is moving when it doesn't make sense. Faith is choosing growth over fear, vision over comfort, and yes, you're going to lose some things. You're going to lose people. You're going to lose the old version of yourself. But what you gain will be worth everything you lose. You'll gain clarity. You'll gain power. You'll gain the kind of peace that only comes from knowing you didn't quit on yourself. This journey isn't glamorous. It's not always Instagram worthy. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's lonely, but it's real, and real is what heals. Real is what transforms. You've been pretending long enough. Smiling when you're tired, nodding when you want to scream, staying when you should have walked away. You've been holding back your voice, your truth, your fire, but not anymore. It's time to be real. It's time to be raw. It's time to be free. That means doing the work, not just talking about it, not just thinking about it, not just journaling or praying or watching motivational videos. That's the warm-up. The real work happens when you act. When you wake up early and stay consistent. When you face your bad habits and break them down one by one. When you stop hiding behind potential and start living with purpose. That's the grind. That's the sacrifice. And that's the price of freedom. You can't want change and avoid discomfort. You can't pray for elevation and resist transformation. The version of you that's going to change your life is buried under the version of you that's comfortable playing small. So kill that version, not with hate, but with love. Love yourself enough to let go of the parts of you that no longer serve you. Love yourself enough to rise, even when it's hard, even when you're scared. Even when nobody claps for you, and if nobody claps, clap for yourself. If nobody believes in you, believe harder. If nobody joins you, walk alone. You don't need a crowd. You don't need approval. You don't need a stage. All you need is a made-up mind and a relentless spirit. All you need is a heart that refuses to quit. All you need is to decide that this life, this one life you've been given, will not be wasted. You can walk away from everything that enslaves you. Right now, not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, not when you have a plan. Now, you can speak up. You can move forward. You can create, forgive, let go, rise. You can become the version of you that you were always meant to be. The version that walks with purpose. The version that speaks with power. The version that lives free. But you've got to want it. More than you want to be liked. More than you want to be safe. More than you want to be right. You've got to want it with everything in you, because freedom doesn't knock, freedom doesn't ask, freedom doesn't wait, freedom is taken, and it's taken by those who refuse to stay asleep. So wake up, stand up, speak up, show up, step up every day, every breath, until your life becomes a message, until your walk inspires others to rise, until your name is no longer just a name. It's a legacy, and when they ask how you did it, you won't have to say a word. They'll see it in your eyes, they'll feel it in your energy, they'll know this one woke up. So now you stand at the edge. No more excuses, no more delay. You've seen the truth, you've heard the call, and the only question left is, will you answer it? Will you keep living like a slave to fear, doubt, routine, and silence? Or will you rise up, take the chains off your mind, and walk into the life you were created for? The world doesn't need another follower. It needs a fire. It needs someone bold enough to break the cycle and burn the mask. Let that someone be you. Don't die in the cage when you were born to own the sky. Wake up and stay woke, not just in mind, but in action, in purpose, in power. Because once a slave wakes up, no force on earth can put them back to sleep.